Hey babes, welcome back to another Pillow Talk with Kenyatta. Um, if you're new to my channel, I make videos about astrology, manifestation, spirituality, and my life in New York. And sometimes I give you guys advice every now and then, only when you ask for it. Well, those last two videos, no one asked for that, but I still gave it to you because I love you. I love you guys. I love all my boss babes out there. I think that's what I'm going to start calling you guys, my little boss babes. Because you are. You are all boss babes out here grinding, making your bag, living your life. And I love that, babe. I love that for you. Um, so, if that sounds like your jam, go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified whenever I post. And you can also, follow your girl on Instagram in New York, as I do. You never know. Because your girl like to get cute and whatever with her friends. And she be posting and having fun in New York, living her life. So go ahead, check me out on Instagram. But you never know. You never know. Sometimes I'll be doing cool shit. I'll be doing hot girl shit. Well, is it just me? But I don't really consider myself as a hot girl. I like to think of myself as a cheetah girl. You know what I mean? Because I've been an OG cheetah girl stan since the beginning, babe. Since the beginning. And I will always identify as a cheetah girl. And I stand by that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But enough of that, honey. Enough of that. In today's video, I will be telling you what an empath is and how you can, what some of the signs that you might be an empath. And if you are an empath, I will be telling you how to take care of yourself and protect your energy. This video is gonna be very serious. I can tell. But, honey, Lord, go ahead, grab your snacks, grab your tea, and let's get on down to this video. Yes, ma'am. Okay, now that we're back, let's go ahead. I'm going to tell you what an empath is. Because some people actually have a hard time identifying, what an empath is and, how you, you're an empath or whatever. So, an empath is a highly sensitive individual who has a keen sense to reading people's thoughts and feelings. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I didn't know I was an empath. Well, I'd actually, I didn't discover I was an empath until my junior year of high school. But growing up, I was always very sensitive and emotional, and I just could always pick up people's their feelings, and I had a very strong intuition, and I would kind of wear other people's emotions, if that makes sense. So if there was someone who was very, very angry and bitter, as soon as they walk into the room, I could sense that, and then I would become very angry and bitter. So it was definitely something that I was battling with my entire life. And I've had people, in my family tell me that I'm just being too sensitive. But I don't know. I just knew there was something else. And I really didn't figure that out until like I said, my junior year of high school, because that's when I really started getting into astrology and spirituality. So once I started learning more about that, that's when I figured out I was an empath. And I've been working on it ever since, and working on protecting myself and my energy, and just really working on how, really working on how to cope with being an empath, basically. So, enough of my backstory. Let's get into the signs that you might be an empath. Mhm. The first sign that you might be an empath is you kind of take on other people's emotions. Like I said before, um, growing up, I would always take on other people's emotions, and it had like a very huge impact on my mental health and everything. So that's how that's one of the signs that you might be an empath, is that you take on other people's emotions and you can just feel their pain so deeply and so immensely that it overwhelms you. Yeah. The second sign that you might be an empath is you isolate yourself from people to kind of recharge your energy. Empaths, because they kind of take on people's energies, well, their thoughts and feelings and everything, and they're so sensitive not only to people's feelings but also to sound um, and really just like other senses. They have to they need a lot of alone time because it becomes too much for them, and they have to isolate themselves in order to recharge their social battery. And that's something that I have struggled with because I live in New York. So I'm constantly surrounded by people, and I work in fast food. So I'm always interacting with customers and everything. And it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So that is something that I'm currently still working on. But, we're a work in progress. So that's fine. The third sign that you might be an empath is that you are very drawn to nature. Growing up, I was always very drawn to nature. I spent a lot of time in nature. I don't do that as much now because, like I said, I live in New York, so where the fuck am I gonna go? Where am I going to go? I mean, I could go to Central Park. That's like the closest thing to nature, but um, yeah, I don't feel like taking the train all the way to Central Park. I'm sure as hell not gonna walk there. I'll tell you that. Period. But yeah, nature brings you a sense of comfort and peace, and you always feel like you had a very special connection with nature. So that is another sign that you might be an empath. The fourth sign that you might be an empath is that intimacy overwhelms you, but you also crave it at the same time. Like being close to people and like building deep connections with them and relationships. Like you want that and you crave that because you want to know what's underneath the surface, but at the same time, it scares you because you know that you're going to get too attached and you're just going to take all of their pain. You're going to absorb all their pain and put it on yourself. And then you end up trying to fix them. You keep giving and giving and giving and giving, and who knows if they might give anything back to you. You never know. And that's something that a lot of empaths struggle with intimacy and giving too much of themselves, not only in romantic relationships, but also in friendships and even with relationships with their family. It is very hard. So, that's another sign that you might be an empath. The fifth sign that you might be an empath is people tend to overshare their thoughts and feelings with you. Um, I remember like growing up, and even now, when I meet new people, within the first 5 minutes of meeting me, they will tell me their whole life story, their entire life story, because I have a very trustworthy and like very comforting and nurturing like aura, and that kind of relaxes them. And empaths are known to be healers. Their compassion for other people is very rare, and sometimes their love can heal people. It can heal them from their past traumas and everything. So, and people pick up on that healing energy. So that's why when they meet them, they just kind of collapse and they overshare everything, And it's not, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but to a certain extent, it can be a little too much and very overwhelming for the empath. So, that is another sign to look out for if you thinking that you might be an empath. The last sign that you might be an empath is you have a hard time setting boundaries. This goes with the previous sign. People tend to overshare their thoughts and their feelings with you, and you don't know how to, and it might make you feel uncomfortable, and you would want them to stop, but you don't know how to tell them to stop, and you don't know how to set that boundary because you want to please them and you want to be there for them, and you don't want them to think that you're cold-hearted. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's right for you. So you have to set that boundary, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard, but you can do it. You can do it. So that is the last sign that you might be an empath, is that you have a hard time setting boundaries. And don't feel bad, because we all have a hard time setting boundaries. I mean, who doesn't? You're not alone. I have a hard time as well, so it's fine. We can do it together, babe. We can do it together. Period. Okay, now let's talk about the people that empaths attract. Like I said, empaths have very healing energy, and people do pick up on it. And some people, they feel comfortable around that, and it helps them relax, and all they want to do is just share everything with you and tell you how they're feeling. But that is not always the case for most people. I mean, some people, they pick up on that energy and they take advantage of it. And those people are narcissists, emotional manipulators, energy vampires, and people who gaslight you. And psycho and sociopaths. Those are some of the people that the empaths attract, because they see that healing energy and they see that they're so loving and giving and caring, and they know it's genuine, so they prey on that and they take advantage of it, and they try to manipulate them and get them to give and give and give more of themselves in the relationship until almost until the empath has nothing to give. And that could lead to empath fatigue. And empath fatigue is the point when you reach your limit and your compassion has been replaced by apathy or anger. So you have nothing left to give, and your cup is empty. And then you're going to spend a lot of time trying to refill that cup. And that is why it's so important to learn how to take care of yourself and protect yourself as an empath, so we can prevent empath fatigue, because we need more empaths in our world. We do. We really do. We need empaths more than ever right now. So let's talk about how you can protect yourself and, take care of yourself as an empath. The first way to take care of yourself as an empath is to meditate every day. Now, I know. We're always hearing like, oh, okay, you gotta meditate. You gotta meditate every day. It's gonna help you do this and do that, and it's gonna boost this chemical and whatever. But meditating is very important because it teaches you to become present and to become fully aware of your body and to own your space. And it truly does give you a greater sense of peace and comfort. It really does. It really does. So I would say, meditate every day, especially if you have, if you can, meditate, in nature. That would really help ground you, and you would really be able to recharge your energy. Yeah. So definitely try to meditate every day, you guys, or at least a couple times a week. I do it a couple times a week. I'm still working on the everyday thing because I am a work in progress, but you can do it. Trust me, you can. So please take care of yourself. All right. The second tip I would give to you on how to take care of yourself as an empath is to have creative hobbies. Some empaths are filled with just so much love and compassion. That is a great way to channel all of that into creative hobbies, whether it's painting or writing or sculpting or doing pottery or whatever, or making music, or even acting. I mean, I am an actor. And I think that because I'm an empath, I'm able to really connect with my characters, and it really makes it easier for me to kind of build that emotional connection with them. And it really helps me be able to step into their shoes and see things from their perspective. So definitely, get some creative hobbies, you guys, because your self-compassion and everything will help you. It will help you. All right, the third tip to take care of yourself is to take a break from social media. Before I started getting into YouTube, I really didn't post that much on social media at all. The only time I would really post is when I was is when I felt cute and I was doing cute shit with my friends and whatever. But that was the only time I really post on social media. I mean, now that I'm trying to grow my channel and everything, I am on social media a little bit more, but I give myself I set like a scheduled time of when I'm going to be on this social media app, and then I kind of take a break and let myself recharge and everything, because you have to take a break, because you know, with social media we're just so exposed to everything. So with that, you know, if you see someone that you follow, if you saw that, you know, their mother or maybe their father died and they're grieving, that can take a toll on you, because you could probably feel that person's pain, and that can just become very overwhelming, and it can just become too much for an empath. Way too much. So, you know, take a break from social media every now and then. It doesn't have to be like 6 months or anything. It could just be for a few hours a day, basically. And it's not just social media, but also with the news, you know. Only watch the news at a certain time. Do not watch the news before you go to bed. Don't do it. That is just a given. You know, watch it early in the morning or maybe in the afternoon, but do not watch it at night. Do not watch it before you go to bed. Please. Alright, moving on. The fourth step to taking care of yourself as an empath is to spend a lot of time in nature and with yourself. I know, you guys have been hearing me say nature a lot. Nature, 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 nature. But it's true. Nature really does help, you know, recharge your battery as an empath. But also spend a lot of time with yourself. Really get to know yourself, because that's how you can protect yourself. Like, as an empath, if you spend a lot of time with yourself and you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses and you know your soft spots, you can come up with a plan to kind of defend yourself for when people try to poke at your soft spots. When they try to test those spots to see if they can get you to do things and kind of bend you to their will. Because once you know your weaknesses, you are unmatched for your enemy. It's going to be hard for your enemy to attack you, because you already know your soft spots. So you already have a plan, and you already know what to do for when they try to test those things. Because they will. They will, babe. They will. Alright? So, come on now. Let's do it. You got this. So please spend a lot of time with yourself and spend time getting to know, you know, just know yourself, babe. And that's okay. Alright. The fifth step, I would say to, the fifth tip I would give you to taking care of yourself as an empath is to detach yourself from people's problems. You have to do this. It's going to be hard at first, and people are going to think that you're very cold and detached and that you don't care. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. Because if you are just open and you're walking around with your heart on your sleeve and you're letting people dump all their problems on you, that is going to take a toll on your mental health. And that's not fair. Because they're going to dump their emotional baggage on you, and then they're going to walk away feeling feeling lighter and feeling like they can take on the world, and just feeling like they can, you know, really do whatever they want and they can move on, while you're stuck there picking up all the pieces. And that is not fair to you, and that's not fair to anyone. Period. Alright, the sixth tip I would give you to take care of yourself as an empath is to set healthy boundaries, was to set healthy limits and boundaries. You know, it's okay to let your friends like come to you for advice and everything, and to let them, talk to you about their problems, but only like set a limit. You can't, like, I don't mean like, oh, okay, after this third friend, no. No one can tell me their problems. I don't want to hear it. But just when they come to you and ask you for like advice or whatever, or just to vent, um, let them do it, and then after that, just after that, if they try to bring it up again, just say, hey, we've already talked about this. You already got it off your chest. I've already given you advice, but we have to move on. I have to move on. So I can't sit here and listen to you talk about your shitty ex-boyfriend. I have to move on. And also, if you have a friend who is like constantly blowing up your phone at random times in the middle of the night, set that boundary as well. Say, hey, you can only text or call me or FaceTime me or whatever at this time. Well, actually between these hours. Other than that, if it's not between these hours, then I can't respond, and I'm sorry, because I will be asleep at those times. Period. All right. The last tip I would give you to take care of yourself as an empath is to wear protection crystals. Wearing your your psychic abilities and your energy as an empath is so powerful that if you channel it into other things, you can use it in your favor. So if you wear protection crystals such as red jasper and a black obsidian, those crystals will protect you. They will clear away negative energy and negative people. So if you charge them with affirmations, they will help protect you from people who are trying to take advantage of you. They will protect you from negative people, and they will clear them out of your life, and they will help cleanse your energy and prevent negative energy coming into your space. So please, I highly recommend that you do this. It is so powerful. I wear protection crystals. Honey, I wear crystals all the time. Sometimes I'll put them in my bra. I don't care. No one's all up in this area. So why does it matter? I can wear protection crystals if I want to. I can put it in my bra. And period. Okay, that was a very, very, very long video. But I just had to make this video because I know there are so many empaths out there struggling. There's so many empaths out there who are struggling and they don't know how to cope with being an empath. So I hope this video helps you, and please let me know. Comment down below and share this with your friend, like the video, and subscribe for more because I do post Tuesdays and Fridays. And yeah, I kind of like making these little advice videos, and don't worry, I would still definitely be making more astrology videos. But tell me what you guys think. Do you like do you like these advice videos? Do you want me to keep doing more? Like, of course I would still keep the whole pillow talk concept, for my channel, but I don't know. How do you guys feel if I turn this into like a boss babe channel? But who knows? This is just me spitballing ideas. But yeah, tell me what you guys think, and I just want you guys to remember that, all you empaths out there, or, people who are just really, people who are just highly sensitive, remember that you can't save people. You can't. You can't save them, you can't fix them, and you have to stop missing a relationship that doesn't exist. It's just a hologram that is stored in your old identity. So remember that and branch out and learn how to protect yourself. And don't ever feel ashamed for being an empath or for being really sensitive. Don't ever feel ashamed for that, because there is nothing wrong with you. And the people who tell you that you're too sensitive, you're too emotional, they're only saying that because they wish they had that. They wish they had that kind of sensitivity and compassion towards other people, but they don't. They don't. And I just want you guys to remember that. I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for watching my video. And yeah, stay tuned. Mwah!